I got money on my mind. I'm just trying to get some dough. I ain't picking up my line unless it's money on the phone.
Let me see, I started when I was 7. So I went to private school most of my life until I got to high school. So my school had a golf team,
Mm.
like a sign up sheet that's like, hey, who want to sign up for the golf team? And I was like, okay, this was back when Tiger Woods had like a heavy influence, like back in the like late 90s. So I was like, well, I see Tiger Woods on TV doing it, I can do it too, So signed up for the golf team, and we used to go to like this open field like down the street from the school, and we would just hit balls, and the grass out there was terrible. It was like extremely rough grass. So um it was hard to do, but like I had a natural golf swing. I guess from like watching Tiger, like my swing mechanics were really good for a beginner. So um my folks ended up investing in like getting lessons for me, and I joined like a nonprofit group. It was called the First Tee program. They still have it in different cities. Won't have it in Birmingham anymore, but I joined First Tee, and they provided like golf clubs for us, and they let us play at some nice golf courses for free. We can practice and play as long as we wanted to. So um, I pretty much just honed my skills, went to different golf camps and everything, started playing competitively, won a few tournaments, lost a lot of tournaments. And I wanted to quit golf for a while because of the racism that I experienced on the golf course. Like,
I was gonna ask about that. I was gonna ask about like being
yeah.
black in that environment.
Yeah,
That's
so of
exactly
course.
why I asked this, because I have
Hmm.
so much questions about it.
Yeah, well, I don't know if black men get it a lot because there are a lot of black men that play golf, but it's rare that you see black
But
women playing
to
golf.
be honest, I
Yeah,
don't see many black people playing golf. Like,
you
do
don't. I
you
do more so now.
really?
I think it's a thing. I see a lot of young black professionals trying to take up the game now. Of course, it's still more white people that play,
Mhm.
but and that's just by design, man. They priced us out the game. Like golf is extremely expensive. I don't even know how my folks made it happen, but like clubs, like the clubs that I got, and I need some new clubs. Those clubs that I got in the back cost $1,600, and right, and that's an old set, and I need a new one. So like, if I go out and buy a new one now, I'm probably gonna spend like for the driver and the putter that I really want all together and iron set. I'll probably spend maybe 2,500. You know what I'm saying? But
God
of
damn,
course,
that's a
a lot
whole
of black
cash
families don't
cow.
have that. I know.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what I'm saying.
no.
A lot of black families don't have that, so they price us out the game on purpose. You know what I'm saying? So, just growing up, when I would go to different like country clubs, especially, I would always get that look like, "What are you doing here?" And it would make me feel very uncomfortable, and it would mess with my confidence too. So it's like, man, like maybe I should just stop playing and just play something else, or just not do any sports at all. So you just feel the energy they that they really don't want you there.
Mm.
Um and
So what what kept you going whenever you was feeling like that? Kept you going enough to where you was able to get a scholarship from this?
well, for one, I thought about all the sacrifices that my folks made to make sure that I still played golf. So I was like, okay, I gotta keep going. I can't let them down. And once I started like working my first job, I was spending my own money on it. So I was like, I'm gonna keep going. And I actually enjoy playing golf because it's different. It's
Mm.
not like a
Competitive
team
is
sport. We
leisure.
don't have, yeah, it's just you playing against the course. You don't have no referee out there. So it makes you hold yourself accountable. It teaches you patience, and it taught me that you have to get over stuff quickly, because I used to had this thing where if I had a bad shot, it would affect my whole round. And you can't let it do that. If you hit a bad shot, you just gotta let it go, and you gotta move on to the next shot. So it taught me perseverance. You know what I'm saying? Playing the game of golf, and everything ain't gonna it's not gonna go your way. And no one day of golf is the same. So like I can go out today and it might be windy, but I go out tomorrow and it might be no wind, but it might be really hot. And whenever it's really hot, that's the best time to play because your ball travels farther in the heat versus when you play when it's cold, the ball doesn't travel as far. So you just got to know how to make those adjustments on a day to day. So but that's really what kept me going, and realizing that it would be easier for me to get a scholarship playing golf because black girls don't play golf. So like I can easily get a scholarship. You know what I'm saying? So I think my mom reached out to TSU, and the coach at the time came down to see me in Birmingham. It was cold too. It was like 30 degrees that day. He came down to see me, and I went to the driving range and I hit a couple shots for him. He was like, he liked what he saw, and then I got an offer letter like 2 weeks later, and I did my 4 years in TSU. That was it.
What's up?
Yeah,
Hey, shout
and I
out to the
played through high
Penguins.
school too. Like my high school didn't even have a women's golf team, so I had to play with the guys. So that
Hey,
was different. That was different. I think it made me better though because I couldn't play from the women's tees. I had to play farther back. We call it in golf, we call it from the tips. So that's from the tee that's farthest away from the hole. So that made me a lot better, not having that advantage of playing from the ladies' tees. So it made me better.
so Maya, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna pivot to the last segment of the show. So we want to go into what's on your timeline. So what's something that you've seen on social media that you just want to speak on?
The Gucci and Jeezy battle, the verses.
Let's go.
Big moment for the culture.
So right. So that's been all up and down my timeline. Like, okay, so for the people that don't know, Gucci is originally from Bessemer, Alabama, which is
Hmm.
a city right outside of Birmingham. Now
That make
he
a lot.
doesn't claim he doesn't claim Birmingham or Bessemer. Um, I think he talked about it in his book. I'm gonna get his book and read it, but he don't claim Birmingham at all. Of course, he claims East Atlanta, and I think he probably really does it for maybe marketing purposes because it just Birmingham ain't no city that you just want to be proud to be from if you're an artist, maybe. So Atlanta is just more marketable for music. But anyway, not to get off on business stuff, but so a lot of people from Birmingham was saying, "Oh man, Gucci gonna win." Blah blah blah, because all his hood classes and how I used to be in the clubs down here when he was hot. So I was like, yeah, but Jeezy just made better songs and he made better albums, and Gucci didn't do that. Yeah.
Like Gucci Man, cool, but like I
Yeah.
know, like when it comes to his music, his approach to music, I never was the biggest fan of his approach to that whole.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a bunch of tracks and just put them out, put them out, put them out.
Right.
Like, there's no real quality control on that.
Mm-hmm.
And then he really
Exactly.
was trying to
Jeezy put
diss
out.
Jeezy too. I
Of
mean,
course.
yeah,
Yeah. I knew he was gonna be petty. That was really the only reason I watched it for. I'm really more familiar with Jeezy's catalog than Gucci's. Um, they play Gucci a lot, like my freshman year in college, but because that's when Bricks was out back in '08. So yeah, so they was heavy on Gucci at that point. But like Jeezy actually made good albums, and Jeezy didn't even play like a lot of big songs like Super Freak. He didn't even play that, and he
I
still
was waiting
killed
on
it.
that one.
Me too. I was like, oh, I hope he play that song, but yeah, that's what's still on my timeline now. People arguing like, oh, Gucci won, no, Jeezy won, and then when Jeezy brought up he owned half of Atlanta, LLC Twitter went crazy over that. So
Oh yeah. Like I like it. I like that moment just because like what it ended up leading to with the whole just the idea of me when it comes to like with rap, that whole culture of materialism. We in here, we buying chains, we measuring our work with bling and these brands and all this shit to like, okay, look, I'm an OG now. That shit was cool when I was 20, but I'm trying to talk about something different now. I'm trying to talk about this different things because like that's the message that we on, and like that's the thing we really like to see out of the hip hop community, like that change. Like because to me, like you just look at our music, what's pushed out the most is not the most beneficial to us.
Exactly. Not at all. And that's on purpose too. We all know that, so I appreciate the rappers that do talk about building wealth, like, rest in peace Nipsey Hussle, other rappers like Rick Ross, that talk about stuff. And Jay-Z, he gave out plenty of free game, you know what I'm saying? Well, 9.99 game on on 444. So yeah, you got those rappers out there to talk about it.